There is a secret to making really delicious, saucy Chinese food at home. We are making takeout bourbon chicken even better than what you can get in a restaurant, and it's a fraction of the cost. The sauce is completely loaded with flavor, but it's an easy recipe that you can make on a weeknight when you're strapped for time and you want to get a delicious dinner on the table fast. Once we start cooking, this recipe moves pretty quickly, so we're going to measure all of our sauce ingredients first. That's going to start with about 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Then we're going to add 1/3 cup of soy sauce. You can choose any soy sauce you like, low sodium, regular, gluten-free, pick your poison. Then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. Now for some of our dry spices, we're going to do 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic. You can absolutely use fresh minced garlic in this recipe. It's not my husband's favorite, so this is our compromise. And then I'm going to do also 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. If you want it a little bit spicy, you can absolutely add in some red pepper flakes. Once this is together, we're gonna just stir it all together. And put it next to the stove. The last ingredient we need for our sauce is the bourbon. So you can use whatever you have that's already open. Something that tastes good, but that isn't insanely expensive. You only need 1/3 cup. And I like to do it separately from the rest of the sauce ingredients so I can add this to the pan and let the alcohol cook off before I add more liquid. Okay, one of the reasons why it is better to cook this recipe at home than what you'll get from a restaurant is because you can choose the kind of meat that you're using. And I'm doing chicken tenders. We prefer all white meat. We prefer the texture and that there's no weird stuff that sometimes you get from chicken thighs, for example. So that's what we're doing. So I don't wash my chicken, but I do pat it dry. I'm just gonna take a piece of chicken, cut bite-sized pieces, get rid of the thing that holds the tender onto the breast. Get all your chicken into a big bowl. Now, once you have all of your chicken cut up and into a bowl, I like to season mine just a little bit with salt and pepper. It's really hard for me to not put salt and pepper on stuff, even though our sauce is so flavorful. We don't have to be crazy, just a little. Okay, the other reason why this is going to be so much better at home than what you get from a restaurant is because we are going to coat the chicken with a couple tablespoons of cornstarch. You really actually don't even have to measure because the goal here is to get a little bit of cornstarch on the surface of all of your chicken. That's going to give it kind of that crispy feel versus a thick batter and being deep fried like what you might get at a restaurant. And it's going to do 2 more things. It is going to help our sauce have something to hold on to. So we'll have a nice, it just pulls it all together. And this is going to help thicken up our sauce. So rather than having to add something else in or reduce it way down so the flavor is super intense, this is going to act a little bit as a thickener and it's going to help the whole cooking process. It's going to be great. After you get a couple tablespoons of cornstarch on your chicken, toss it around, and then if you have any spots where it doesn't look like there's enough cornstarch on there, sprinkle a little more on, and we are ready to start cooking. One thing I almost forgot, we need to add 2 tablespoons of water to our sauce mixture also. You're going to preheat a large skillet. This one is 12 inches. You're going to heat it to medium-high heat, so about a 7 or an 8 on your burner. Now I have all of my ingredients ready to go. I have a bowl off to the side where I am going to put my cooked chicken after I take it out of the pan. Once your pan is hot, you can add your cooking oil. I'm doing avocado oil, but you can use whatever kind of oil you like to cook with for this recipe. Once your oil is hot and glossy, you can start adding pieces individually into your pan. We want to make sure that everything in the pan has a lot of room. It's going to get kind of crispy and a little bit golden brown on the edges. After you flipped your chicken and it has picked up a little bit of color on both sides, you can take it out of the pan, put it in a bowl, and set it off to the side. It will get a chance to continue to finish cooking when we put it back into our sauce, so it doesn't have to be 100% finished quite yet. Then you're going to repeat the process with the other half of your chicken. You can add a little more cooking oil if you need to. And then after this second batch of chicken is finished, you're going to get everything out of the pan and you can start building your sauce.
Now you can add your bourbon to your hot pan, give it a stir to pick up any brown bits that happen to be stuck to the bottom of your pan, and after 30 seconds to a minute, you can add your sauce mixture. After you give your sauce a stir and that bourbon is incorporated with your soy sauce mixture, bring it back up to a bubble, stir it around really well, and you can add your chicken back in. From here, it's only going to take about another 5 to 8 minutes to finish cooking the chicken for that sauce to reduce. Make sure you flip the chicken around in the sauce so that it's coated on both sides. Everything is going to be thick. It's going to come together and be nice and sticky and sweet with that salty umami flavor from your soy sauce and brown sugar base. After your sauce is thickened up, you can turn off the heat. If you want, you can add a little drizzle of sesame oil if you like that flavor. Otherwise, you are ready to give it a taste and see how it came out. This chicken is good with pretty much any side dish you want to pair it up with. When you weren't looking, I steamed some broccoli and made some white rice. Noodles are really good. Stir-fry vegetables are really good. Whatever you want. It is fun to garnish with some thinly sliced green onions or some toasted sesame seeds if you want to bring it all together. No matter how you serve it, everyone is going to enjoy it though.
This is the best part, all of the time. We get to try a bite. Although, who am I kidding? I already had some. I'm telling you, the chicken tenders do not disappoint. That's why I've ruined takeout food for my family, because my husband won't eat takeout from anywhere else. He will not do Chinese food. He says that this is better, so why would he bother? Which is, I get it, but you know, it's one less arrow in my quiver. Takeout. What was I going to tell you? Oh, so now that you know this method, you can do this with a ton of different bottled sauces if you need a quick weeknight meal or something that you want to cook for someone else that you know is going to be really good. You're going to do the chicken tenders in the cornstarch method. You're going to finish cooking it with whatever sauce you want, whether that's orange sauce, sweet and sour, teriyaki sauce. You can repeat this process. You can do this over and over again and keep making it different. You can also add some red pepper flakes if you want to kick up the heat a little bit, which I really enjoy. Yeah, it's just, this is yours now. You go make it and you have a really good meal with your family and they're going to love it and you're going to save money and everyone's going to be happy. All these problems we solve. The bad news is that I have a bunch of dishes to wash and there's nobody here to help me. The good news is that I already made dinner, so I'll take it. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. If you want more recipes that solve simple problems, I am here to help with that. I love sharing recipes that are great for entertaining and parties, but I also like stuff that can hit on a weeknight. That's not a ton of work. So subscribe, come back, and we'll do this some more.